It's May 8th, and for some reason we're still here in Ontario.
And after 7.5 months of thinking that we were going to be relocating to British Columbia as soon as our van build is done, we are not allowed to relocate to British Columbia. So at this point in time, we are trying to figure out exactly what comes next for us.
After being done the van pretty much for the last month or so, we decided that we desperately needed a change of scene because being in a city long term is just not our thing. We are lucky enough, however, that my parents happen to own a farmhouse located about 2 hours out of the city, which gives us a nice refuge to get away, try out our van, figure out what works and doesn't work, which is what we did with the minivan, and also just to get a break from all the noise of the city, although the passing cars would tell you otherwise.
One of our new patrons asked us an important question, basically asking, is there anything that you don't like about the van build? Yes, there's one very big thing that we don't like, and that is another big part of the reason why we are here, to do a renovation job after we literally just built it. To do a renovation on that van right there. And this is right here. The one thing that we just don't like about the van, the alleyway in our galley kitchen is not wide enough. I can't even fit my hips in here, let alone trying to fit my shoulders between these two cabinets. So what we're gonna be doing is tearing this cabinet out and giving ourselves about 3 to 4 inches more space in the galley. I think long term, it's worth losing the storage because this can't go on.
All right, step 1, take out one drawer.
Should come off now.
Nope.
What? Oh, there's one more. Just taking the cabinet faces off this drawer has already given us like 1.5 inches of space, and it already feels so much better. We're gonna be taking another 2 to 2.5 inches off the countertop and 2 to 2.5 inches off the cabinet itself. So I'm thinking this is gonna start to feel a little bit more spacious with those extra couple inches. In a perfect world, we would probably just rebuild this cabinet. We would turn the sink this way so that I can wash dishes standing here and have the cabinet run a little bit longer. So it would impede our ability to get into the van, but perfect worlds don't exist. We don't want to spend the money to redo this and waste all of these perfectly good materials. So we're doing the best we can with the tools we got and the wood and countertop and sink and stuff that we got, because I really do like it. It's quite nice. It's just, you know, needs more space. We did such a nice job trimming out this cabinet too. It's a little disappointing to have to take it out. Although on the bright side, I'm pretty sure we can do this without disrupting our trim job. Our sink decided that it's found its forever home in our countertop, so we just decided to cut the thing as it is. Oh, that is a lot of sawdust.
It's gonna be all of the silicone now too.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
That's a decent amount of counter to take off too.
That is.
That's the easy part though. Now we have to take that chest apart and cut it down to size. Oh, it's everywhere.
Oh, it's everywhere.
That was much more
no.
sawdusty than I expected.
Look at this.
Oh, we still have to clean all this up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the silicone, confirmed. So here's the deal. We have our countertop cut to the size we want. We know exactly how much we need to cut, but we have to do some structural stuff. We're gonna have to take out some of the support beams, and we're gonna have to make a new side splash with tiles that we don't have right now. But at the very least, we can get this cut, put back in the vehicle with the countertop on top of it today, and see what we're dealing with. Sad to see all this work go to waste, because this one just, it won't fit our new setup.
I think Mother Nature has other plans for us this afternoon, so luckily we only have one more cut to do and then we get this back in the van supporting itself, and hopefully we can finish it off from there without having to be outside in the elements, because I think it's gonna rain.
Here we go.
Wow.
Is that a big improvement or what?
Yeah.
Our van is an absolute mess.
Please don't judge us. What a mess that is our van. All I have to say is that the weather reports aren't 100% accurate. And it's okay. I accept.
That's perfect. Yeah!
Oh.
We're putting a 1/4-inch panel across here now instead of having drawers that pull out. I am gonna miss this because this toiletry drawer was super convenient. We have some more figuring out to do because we have to reorient a new drawer and we have to fasten this back into the vehicle. We've actually slept in this bed now for 2 nights and it's been really comfortable. I slept amazing last night. It got down all the way to 2 degrees, but I really didn't even get that cold. We have sleeping bags and a comforter, although I didn't have to use the sleeping bag last night.
I only used it in the morning because it was like 2 degrees in the morning, which really isn't that cold compared to some nights we had in the mountains. It definitely is a bit of a shock to the system when you're used to sleeping indoors at 20 degrees.
We even got the heater going last night and this morning. It took about half an hour to 45 minutes to get this van up to temperature. I'm really happy that we prioritized the full-size double and the Murphy bed as well. It feels so spacious because to Kirsten's side she has a shelf and on my side I have the bench back, so it actually feels like closer to a queen because of the width of the whole space we have to use in here.
We slept this direction last night, but the night before we actually slept the other direction, which is a little bit draftier only because the doors let in a bit of cold air just because it's raw metal, there's no insulation there. Maybe that'll be a good thing in the summer.
Well, that's one drawer mostly down. We don't have the rollers for this one, so we're gonna have to just move on and fix that probably tomorrow. Luckily enough, we were able to repurpose all of the wood from what was formerly a toiletry drawer that pulled out like this way. Now it's been repurposed and it's gonna pull out this way. We got one more to put in and then we're gonna work on some cabinet faces and some siding, and that'll be pretty much it for today. It's coming along good. We are back in the city now. We decided to cut our test run of van life a day or two short for very good reason, and that reason has absolutely nothing to do with the van.
We feel incredibly lucky and blessed to have gone home and gotten our first dose of the vaccine. Honestly, it just feels like such a blessing. We're so excited for the opportunity that this provides for us. We're not fully vaccinated yet. We obviously still have a second dose to go. Having the opportunity just to get the first dose means so much to us, and it feels like something we've been waiting for over a year now.
We're obviously very thankful to have the ability to get the vaccine, and hopefully the rest of the country can get vaccinated as well so we can get back to some semblance of normalcy and be able to travel again. We received the Moderna vaccine. We had virtually no side effects other than a sore arm, which was really sore for about 24 hours, and Kirsten felt a little ill. But if you're eligible for a Moderna vaccine and you're unsure about it, well, we're certainly not doctors, but from our experience, there was little to no side effect, and according to science, the thing works.
If you have any hesitancies about getting the vaccine from a purely fear perspective, or maybe just getting a vaccine in general, it's worth it for the sacrifice to get it done just so that we can go back to some sense of normalcy and really help to ease up the strain that has been on the ICUs over the last year.
I have one of the most extreme needle phobias you can possibly imagine, and I still got the vaccine because at the end of the day, I don't see this as an optional vaccine. I can tell you though, getting the first shot of this vaccine is a big kick in the butt because it does mean that in the next couple weeks, we're hopefully gonna be able to leave and drive towards some mountains. So we got a project to finish. We decided to save you from all of the boring details and just show you the finished product which is not really that much different than it was before. This is still how we're going to access our plumbing. We're going to be able to get out our water jugs by just simply taking off our cabinet face that's magneted on. And now we have two drawers. We have our first drawer, which is for our garbage and for random cleaning supplies. This drawer is virtually unchanged other than the fact that we had to make it smaller. And then our toiletry drawer, which used to pull out into the alleyway this way, now pulls out this way. But the best part about this entire thing is we can finally fit in the aisle now. And as you can see from the beginning of the video, I could hardly fit my shoulders in, and now I have an extra inch or two of actual room to rock around in the alleyway, so we can have dance parties and both of us can be in the alley at the same time somehow. We've just simply put a sheet of 1/4-inch plywood on here and nailed it on to save space. I honestly didn't think that the space in this alleyway would be so important, but if you're planning on building a van, don't make the same mistake we did and make sure your van has enough space in the alleyways, because honestly, we were willing to give up extra storage space in our van that is not a high roof and is not an extended length vehicle to get this extra space in the alleyway. So highly recommend it. As always, a special shout out to our patrons for making videos like this possible, and hopefully you'll join us again next week for the van tour where we can finally share everything with you. But until that point, thank you so much for watching and we'll see you next week. Bye. Sophie's gonna be doing the first shift.
So thanks for driving us. This is one place I'll let you on the counters. You like it? Are you having fun? Is this fun for kitties?